Hello, everyone. Day 8 of the From Logic to Living challenge. And hello, everyone. I think I just started talking before being actually live. Welcome back to the From Logic to Living challenge. It's day 8. And now I really want to shift into what happens when we don't grip onto logic as much. Or at least, I'm not saying you completely give it up. It's not either or, but at least you're opening yourself up to something that is not logic. And what that meant for me is, so before that, I was completely driven by the mind, by logic, everything that made sense, everything that was explainable. Also this very science based worldview where I thought, yeah, everything that can't be proven through science is not something I follow, and just think about that everything that can't be explained is not something I'm open to, which, if you really think about it, is the craziest assumption, right? Because if we say that only things that we can explain or only things that science can explain, then what are we saying? We're saying that we as humans are capable of explaining and understanding how this whole fucking universe works. I mean, that's just insane, right? It's absolutely impossible that we are in the position to explain everything. So just basing your worldview and what you allow into your life on logic and science and analysis is really stupid. That's how I see it now. And also, I mean, also, if you think about it, yeah, the mind is a very human perception of things, right? But or also science. If you look at science, it's how we humans perceive the world, how we humans see the world. But even if you just, if possible, if you just put yourself in the shoes of an animal, they would experience the world in a very different way. Be a dog or an ant, right? I mean, the world that they see and perceive is 100% different from what we see and perceive. And how they think, if they could talk to us, how the world works would definitely be very different from what we as humans think. So now, what is the truth? And is there something like truth in that very absolute term? I mean, yes, you can say, okay, we as humans, we all have like a common perspective on life, and this is then our human lens, okay. But ultimately, there's anyway no way to describe reality, and we don't know what's going on. It's just an absolute mystery, right? Okay, but now coming back, so what did it do for me? So I let go of logic and all this mind as the absolute dominant driver in my life, and I opened myself up to, you know, letting my intuition speak, or letting my body intelligence speak, and just going more back into this feeling realm, because like I said yesterday, I was very much disconnected from my emotions, from my feelings, and I kind of cut off that part to stay functioning. So now I opened myself back up to this feeling part, to these emotions. And also, as I went deeper into my yoga practice, into my meditation practice, into sound, into different healing modalities, I also got a better experiential sense of what a higher force, or what we call the supernatural or the universe or this oneness can be. So it was from one side opening myself up to, things existing that can't be understood by the mind, to things, to accepting things that I can't necessarily explain. So opening myself up to these, but then at the same time also having more of an experiential access to them, so that I could actually feel, okay, there is more than my mind, there is more than what I can explain and what I can maybe see. And then I started to rebalance logic and intuition, feeling, becoming softer again, opening myself up to new truths and ultimately a new worldview. Yeah. So now I really believe that there is this higher power, there is this life force energy that unites us all, that we're all made of, that you can call Mother Nature, Spirit, or God, and ultimately we are all connected, and this is all one. And we can't explain it, and you don't feel it all the time, but if you connect to it, if you open yourself up to it, you can feel that this is true. And this opened up a whole new way of living and being for me, right? So this opened up a way of letting go of control, believing that I'm guided, that there is something, that I don't have to do it all alone, that there is something that I can lean on. Also opening myself up to the fact that, I have a purpose. We are all here on this planet with a purpose. And purpose, the way I see it, basically is just understanding what is the gift that you're here to give to the rest of humanity. So everyone comes here with their certain gifts, with their certain talents, and you're just here to share them and to bring this into consciousness, into humanity. So this could be things like, maybe you're a very happy and joyful person, you have a great humor, you make people laugh, right? Then you bring this frequency, this gift here. Or maybe you do great art, and then you bring this. Or, also your purpose gift doesn't have to be the same all the time, right? Even AI, I think it was part of my path for some time. And certainly there are people here who are meant to walk this path even longer, because this technological advance and progress, it's all part of a greater plan, probably, right? And in Kundalini Yoga we talk about the Piscean age, which we've just come out of, and now we're moving into the Aquarian age. And this is very much about technological progress and advancement. So part of it, I think I spoke about it before, is also that we're now at a stage where human consciousness is supposed to rise. So in this Aquarian age, people or humanity will experience higher level of consciousness, and to a certain extent technological progress is part of it, because all these practices like yoga, meditation, and all these spiritual teachings, they were spread out and made accessible to so many people, also to a large extent through technology, right? If you think about the reach that people can have now through the internet, through this technology, is so much bigger than it used to be before that. Okay, so this opened up a whole new way of living, being, and creating my life, living my life for me. And surrender is, or letting go of control is such a big part of it, because it brings so much more ease and joy and lightness into your life. And also meaning. For me, life in this journey has become so much more meaningful. Just before that, life felt mechanical to me, right? There was this, okay, you're just this physical body, you kind of put here, you're born, you work for some time, you maybe reproduce, and then you die. I didn't really see why. And I also didn't think that, I have a purpose. I kind of saw myself as a random product of biology. And now this has shifted, and I see myself as a spiritual being, as a soul that has incarnated on this planet at this time for a certain reason. And also, I mean, this body will die, and my time on this planet in this reincarnation is limited, but there is something that lives on, and there's something that there is a bigger picture. And also, I just feel so much more connected to life, to other people, to everything in general. And I also want to talk about duality today, because I realized I do also want to bring these videos back to what I'm going through right now, and how this is connected to me starting to build my own business. And duality or polarity is basically, so we're on this planet and everything. So in order to experience one thing, you have to be able to know the opposite. So in order for you to experience joy and happiness, you need to know sadness and unhappiness, at least to a certain extent. And it's always on a range, right? You can feel super happy and you can feel super sad, or you can feel something in between, but it's just, polarity is just this existence of opposites. And we often think that being happy means we can only be happy. And we can only be happy for, extended period of time. That is what happiness is. And that's also probably why so many of us are not happy, because this is an unrealistic expectation. Usually what's happening, what is much more realistic, is that you're experiencing several things at a time. Yeah, so it doesn't, usually things are not only great or amazing. Maybe some things are great or amazing, and other things are not that great or amazing at the moment. So this comes down to holding different feelings at a time. And why this relates to my experience right now is because, when I meet people, they often ask me, so how are you, how's it going? And I mean, I'm good. It's great. I mean, I love that, I finally get to do this. I love that I finally get to dedicate my life to this, what is meaningful to me right now. And I mean, I listened to a great way of putting it. Instead of spending my time on things to get, a paycheck or salary or whatever it is, I'm now investing my time. I'm investing it in a vision that I have. I'm investing it in a business that I'm building, and it will not just, I mean, there's going to be a compound effect, both, and not just on a monetary level, right? Before, exactly, time was just exchanged for monetary reward to a certain extent. And now I feel like it's an investment in myself, because I mean, personal growth is accelerated if you do this, if you do also things that are new, and if you set out to build your own business. But then also the things that I'm building right now, they're gonna pay off. And it's skills, it's money, it's assets, it's everything. But at the same time, of course, it's not just, happy and butterflies all the time. It's also there is this pressure that I'm feeling. Like, I mean, yes, it would be great to see immediate, unrealistic results, right? Because that would make it so much easier instead of having to be patient and having to build that trust that things will come. And I mean, quite honestly, I haven't even built out a product really yet, right? Right now, there is not really much you can buy. The only thing that I've put out there right now is this yoga series, mini series. I'm in the process of also, creating a self-paced course, but that is not even up for sale. And I mean, I'm planning to open one-on-one coaching spots soon, but right now I also haven't even made that offer. And still there is this, oh, I would like to see results instantly. Like, there's this part of me. And so polarity is exactly being with different kinds of emotions that come from both ends. And for me, coming back to how, opening up to things that we can explain in this higher power, and helps me, especially when I'm facing challenges and I might rather be on this, what we call, negative end of emotions, on this negative polarity. Then this helps me really to come back into the positive, right? To come back to gratitude, connection, um, trust, love. Yeah, trust also. And this is a huge thing, because the more you can trust in yourself in life, the more you can take risks. The more you can take risks, the greater life you can build for yourself. Because the reason why most people are stuck in a life they hate, or at least are frustrated with, and I'm not saying, it's not maybe necessarily their entire life, but parts of their life, like work life, it's because they don't want to take risks. They don't know how to take risks, and they are scared to take risks. And if you look at people who are willing and good at taking risks, those are the people that have the best lives. Okay. Now, I want you to open up to this concept of intuition, if you haven't already. Open up to the concept of something that you can't explain, which might still be true or might still work. And then I encourage you to take one small decision from intuition, not logic. And maybe there are certain decisions that you use your intuition for, like maybe the food you pick. But then I invite you to take one small decision based on intuition in an area of your life where you usually would use your mind. And notice if there are certain decisions or things you want to do where you have a feeling that you want to do them, and then your mind comes back in and starts chattering and starts talking you out of the decision. So, for example, I mean, definitely, when I left this AI career, and especially the work with this client on this project, I mean, I had this feeling that I wanted to dedicate my time to building this business. And then, of course, my mind was like, no, you should keep working on their project. It's actually quite nice. Their people are nice. Their project is nice. Their money is good. You only work 3 days, blah, 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 blah. It gives you so much security, right? So, this is what I mean. So, learn to distinguish what is your intuition, what is your mind. Okay. Thank you for being here, and I see you back tomorrow.